20-lap feature, and that is David Tepp.
So there is your starting lineup. 13 cars ready to do battle for 20 circuits. This is a Napa Auto Parts program. Our stores of the night include Napa of Watertown, Napa of West Hartford, Napa of West Haven, Napa of Willimantic, and Napa of Windsor Locks, Connecticut.
And when I went down to the display for the Wild Thing parts, one of the drivers, parked for 45, for Tyler Palmer, he is sponsored by the Napa Auto Parts store of Watertown, one of our stores of the night.
And our limited late model honorary, part of the festivities, Kim Borstein is the official starter for this feature event. Down to the bottom of turn number 1. Here comes Lavoie, the Aspen Hill Farms machine. Wow. Albert Saunders gave a tag to the back bumper of his brother, and it wasn't a good one. It really upset things. Forces his brother from the front pack of cars to the back pack of cars.
It was a brutal one, and R.J. Surdell is able to take the lead, and he makes a nice move to the inside groove. That is where the speed is. In the number 2 spot is Jeremy Lavoie, and a guy to keep an eye on, Brian Narducci, as he is getting very close to the back bumper of Frank Latoile.
Frank Latoile is holding on to that 3rd position. Here comes Brian Narducci, and all of a sudden Provost has found a home among the top 5 cars. Where is Paul Root? He's muscling up some steam. Clement, the same can be said, and so is it Bren with that number 33 car of Bloxham. Back off the turn, Lavoie tries to create a different strategy in getting around the leader, but it doesn't pay off. Fastest car on the racetrack, Albert Saunders, 21.811. Top 6 cars, nose to tail. Nobody's stepping out of line yet, but they will soon, because here comes Brian Narducci with a sidestep as he works his magic on the inside.
He has been a very active driver so far, trying to get underneath Latoile. This is as close as he has been able to come. A quarter of the way there. Let's see what happens. Jeremy Lavoie going after R.J. Surdell in a threat for the lead. Surdell goes around. Almost caught up in it is Lavoie going to the outside. To avoid trouble is Latoile. And Narducci winds up on the 1. Outside
situation, pretty much the same. So the car that created the mix-up was the 87, and the car that was involved is the number 6. They go the old 1-2 punch, Matt, the back of the field.
And the reason that Frank Latoile is in the lead, he made a great evasive move to get to the outside of Surdell. He avoided any fisticuffs, and he was able to get into the lead. So a pretty alert move by Frank Latoile.
Here comes the green. There they go. Brian Narducci on the outside of Frank Latoile. These two have raced like this before in the karts, Matt, but in the limiteds, this is the battle not only for a victory, but the battle for Rookie of the Year, perhaps, in this class as well.
And the Tasmanian Devil move by Frank Latoile as he is able to clear the 28 of Narducci, but he also has another problem as Wayne Provost moves into the action. So we have the top 5 that can fit in a fishbowl as they go into turn 3.
That's right. The cream has risen to the top. Paul LaRute, the point leader, is there. The defending champion also there is Albert Saunders. And then in front of them is Provost, who now moves into second. He takes the Frankenstein Supreme Industries 82 up to the 3rd spot with him. And there is Brian Narducci in 4. And all of a sudden, remember, at the start of this event, Albert Saunders made contact with his brother, but now his brother Cliff, he seems to have a little fire in his eyes, Matt, now, because he's coming to the front of the field.
Yeah, he's got the authority as he is able to whirlwind his way underneath Brian Narducci to move into the top 4. The Jet Motorsports car of Frank Latoile living up to its name because it is in the jet stream against Wayne Provost as Frank looking for his first ever limited late model victory.
Certainly are. Side by side racing further back through the field. Bren is there running alongside of Albert Saunders. That's the battle for the 6th position. But Frank Latois is still the leader of the pack. Multiple champion dare stock competitor. Truly one of the nicest young men in the pit area here at Stafford. Looks for a career victory in this class, and he is racing. Will tonight be the night of first-time winners, Matt? We're already off to a pretty good start.
Yeah, Mike Hopkins has set the bar high, and now Frank Latois trying to equal that as we are at the halfway point, and leading by a fingernail is Frank Latois over Dwayne Provost and Paul LaRue. We know how explosive he can be in the last half of the race. He's explosive right now as he grenades his way underneath Provost to move into second. Going around is Provost making contact with Cliff Sanders, and they are able to straighten it out.
They certainly are, as now Brian Narducci, he has got Provost directly in front of him. Cliff Saunders, number 4 car, flat right front tire. Battle is for third. Here comes Brian Narducci, running on the inside. Caution is out.
And it comes on lap number 11.
Up in the front row. We're listening in to Race Central with our communications provided by Waddell Communication and Racing Electronics here from Broadcast Central. Toughest job in the house at any racetrack. Being held down by Tom Fox, Director of Racing Operations, and Scott Tapley, 2 of the absolute best in the business. Here we go. Place your bets now, 9 and counting. Latois. Leader of the pack, Provost and Paul LaRue. And there is Albert Saunders and Brian Narducci down the back straightaway. It's still Frank Latois, the leader of the pack. But as they rumble off turn number 4, Paul LaRue is looking supreme in that Supreme Industries car as he goes to the outside of Provost. That is the battle of the points in 2016. They rim ride off turn number 4, and Paul LaRue has it by about a fender as they come off turn number 2, and here comes Albert Saunders. Brian Narducci isn't going to be left out of the game. He's a player in this one with that number 28 car. But Frank Latois is still the star of the show. 14 laps and counting. What a run.
And here comes Albert Saunders. He is making his move underneath Dwayne Provost, and he has some octane in that car number 04, and he is able to scorch his way
3 wide,
into the top 3. He is surrounded by the enemy, and it is Provost to win that battle.
Certainly is, as Albert Saunders squeaks on by. But Brian Narducci, he's there to stay with the big dogs, and he is digging in, and he is showing that he is not to be left out of serious, hard racing. Look at Brian Clement. He was stopped on the backstretch under that last caution. And now he's always been a competitor, but tonight he's a very strong competitor in this division.
If you can get underneath the defending champion, Albert Saunders, you are having a great night. And Matthew Clement is having a great night.
He certainly is. And speaking of having a great night, what about Frank Latois, the leader of the pack? Car number 11.
But remember what Paul LaRue did to Jeremy Lavoie earlier this year. So this is going to be a barn burner as they head into turn 3.
Off the turn, Frank Latois has a little more giddy up, but Paul LaRue takes the car in deeper in turn 3. He sets himself, trouble now. Provost goes spinning like a top.
And Albert Saunders makes contact with him.
This could be the deal breaker in the point battle. Remember,
trying to get his first ever win in the limited late models, but he is going after a guy who has 5 career wins, including 4 this year, Paul LaRue.
Let's see what's going to happen now in the Johnson DeCarli prepared race car. Paul LaRue on the outside, Frank Latois on the inside.
We knew it would come down to a cliffhanger, and that is exactly the case.
It certainly is. The yellow and black car to the advantage. Green flag is out. And the car that looks like a B is the Stinger at the point. And believe it or not, Albert Saunders has come back to life, Matt.
And he is trying to get second away from Paul LaRue. He's got the inside edge. So as they whisk their way in the middle of turns 3 and 4, Saunders looks like he has some ammunition, and he is able to machine gun his way into second place.
Once the leader of the event, Lavoie, he's come back to the front of the field. He's now up to the top 4. Here comes Sherdell. Remember, he was involved with Lavoie earlier. And Red is back to life, but it's Frank Latois getting the white flag. But he isn't about to surrender in his quest for a victory here in the limited late models here at Stafford.
The question mark is hanging over second. Arut drives him up high. Albert Saunders hangs on, but the spotlight is on Frank Latois
as he come off turn number 4. Ladies and gentlemen, he has done it. Frank Latois has taken down the victory. Car number 11 will visit Napa Victory Lane. Paul Arut will finish in the second, expanding his point lead. As Frank Latois is into Napa Victory Lane, and there's some ecstatic crew members and family and friends that are there to congratulate him.
Boy, it looked like Usain Bolt who ran to that number 11 car to congratulate the guy who is climbing out. And it is celebration time for Frank Latois as we will head it down to Napa and Lincoln Tech Victory Lane, where we'll check back in with the gunner, Don Gates.
Okay, Matt, a very excited Frank Latois Jr., man, the 11 car, looking so good tonight. You had a couple restarts there. I was getting a little worried, but man, you did a good job.
Yeah, I took a breath when I got the restarts because they were hounding me, and I know they got some steam in the handle, so we just, we'll take whatever we can get. So cautions or not, this car's up front again, and I got to thank the whole team here.
Frank, on Monday night, you had a tribute to your mom. What's this win mean to you here tonight?
Well, it means the world just to be here on any day of the week. Thank you. And to have it be the same week as that, it's even better. It makes it that much sweeter.
Now, Frank, you hit a lot of tracks across the Northeast. How's it feel to be in Napa Victory Lane?
Feels like home.
I know the 11 car's got a lot of good sponsors on it. Who are they?
Yeah, we got Wild Thing Carts, CT Tents, Gowl, Casa Grande. It's BAP Automotive, KG Kina, can't forget him, Jet Electric, my dad, the whole FRL team, the whole Jet team. Just there's so many people. I could go on for forever.
There he is, your limited late model winner, Frank Latois Jr. Congratulations, another hand for him. Boy, I tell you what a race it was. Second place goes to Paul Arut. Here he is, and Paul, man, good run in the 28 car. A lot of rough and tumble driving out there tonight.
Yeah, that was an intense battle. Congrats to Frank. Their whole team's car has been, a battle for them all year, and they finally got it. I had him before that caution came out. I had a run on him, but he got me. Congrats to them. I can't thank my whole team enough. We've been working on this car. The car's awesome. Got to thank my sponsors, Supreme Industries. Got to thank all the contingency sponsors, Sunoco, John Holland, Mike Joy, Mr. Reuter, Rick Kaz, Casagrini Builders. Without the sponsors, I can't do it.
Paul Arut, man, another good run, second place. Congratulations, man. I tell you what, that 28 car looking good. Hey, here he is, Albert Saunders, man. I tell you what, we thought you were done for the night after the wreck there in turn number 4, but come back to finish third. Not bad.
Yeah, first off, I got to apologize to my brother. I got into him on the first lap. Everybody stacked up, and I got into him and accidentally spun him out, so didn't mean to do it. And from there, car was awesome. I thought I had a winning car tonight, just was taking my time trying to get through traffic, and then had some contact. It was a really rough race, and then the handling just completely went away. So after the wreck in turn 4, I thought I was done too, but the car was still running. Went in turn after that, but it was still pretty good, and was able to get a third place. So really happy with that. Got to thank American Sleeve Bearing, BA Museo, Rad Auto Machine, Fluckage Race Chassis, Rob Davis. I got to thank my mom. Got to thank the whole team. I got to thank the Higginsons for helping us out the last 3 weeks, and we'll bring it back next week and hopefully get another win.
There he is, Albert Saunders. Good run in that limited late model main event. He put that 04 car in third place tonight. And boy, I tell you what, guys, limited late models continue to put on some good shows.